Hello and welcome to this how-to video, where I am going to show you how I connected my brother device to Microsoft Office 365 so that it could send and receive emails, so that I can then go on to use Scan to Email Server to send scan documents directly from my brother device to an email address, Direct Email Reports to share usage information such as page counters, often used for accounting and billing purposes, Direct Email Notifications for alerting me or another member of the organisation when my device requires some attention, and Internet Fax in order to receive and print internet-based faxes via email. Please note that not all brother devices have the ability to connect into Microsoft Office 365. I will briefly take you through the steps required to check this compatibility. Begin by typing your brother device's IP address into a web browser. This will load your device's internal web server. Click the Open Secure Login button if it is shown. From here, click the Advanced button. Please note that it might look different in your web browser. Then click the Proceed link underneath. From here, type your brother device's admin password and click the Login button. Unless it has been changed, the default admin password can be found at the back of the device. Now click the Network button, followed by the Sub-Network button. Now click the Protocol button. From the list of protocols, click the Advanced Settings link next to the POP3 IMAP4 SMTP Client option. On some devices, this might only be SMTP Client, as some of them only support email send functions. If you can see a button labelled Third-Party OAuth 2, it means your device can send and receive emails through Microsoft Office 365. However, if you see a page that looks like this instead, it means your device is not compatible. Technically, it means it is not compatible with the OAuth protocol, meaning you will need to use an email provider that supports direct connections with POP3, IMAP4 and/or SMTP. There is a link on the screen to another video of mine where I explain the brother setup process using this method. If your device does support the ability to connect to Microsoft Office 365 for the purpose of sending and receiving emails, please continue to watch. I will begin by downloading the Microsoft Root CA certificate used to provide protection when connecting to Office 365. I will then show you how I uploaded this certificate into my brother device. Although parts 1 and 2 are technically not required, I highly recommend them because they increase the level of security between your network and Microsoft. Before moving on to the steps on how I managed to get my brother device sending and receiving emails from Office 365 using the SMTP and IMAP protocols through Open Authorization, otherwise known as OAuth. I will then conclude by making some troubleshooting recommendations based on my previous experiences of supporting customers. In order to do this, I needed to assign my brother device an Office 365 email address. I created it its own unique email account since I am using the enterprise version of Office 365 and the device that I am connecting it to is in a shared office environment. Unique email addresses are only possible with Enterprise Office 365 subscriptions. With a personal subscription, you will need to use the same email address that you used to register it with. I gave the email account a password that does not expire, but I did give it a password that was complicated, over 16 characters long, with upper and lowercase letters, numbers and special characters. Once configured, there is also a requirement to use the brother device to either send or receive an email once every 90 days. Otherwise, the authentication token used to configure it will expire. If this happens, you simply need to follow these instructions to reapply the configuration. The CA certificate, which I will go on to explain more about in the next part of this video, also needs to be valid. In other words, it has not expired. Let's get started by downloading the Microsoft Root CA certificate from the following DigiCert website. You can find this link in the description. By the way, the reason I am downloading it from DigiCert and not Microsoft is because DigiCert is the CA that signed it. At the time of publishing this video, the Microsoft Root CA certificate was called Baltimore Cyber Trust Root. I need to download it in the PEM format. I am now ready to upload it to my brother device, which I will do by typing its IP address into a web browser. This will load my device's internal web server. Since I am not currently connected to it using HTTPS, I need to click the Open Secure Login button, which will display this security warning message, explaining that my device's default security certificate used to validate the connection is not trusted. If you would like to learn how to create a valid certificate, please consider watching my mini-series of security videos, where I explain how to do this in greater detail. There is a link to them in the description. To move forward from this, I need to click the Advanced button. Please note that it might look different in your web browser. This will reveal another button or link that I need to click in order to continue. Despite the surrounding warning messages encouraging you not to do this, clicking this link to access your brother device's internal web server is safe. I am now able to type my brother device's admin password and click the login button. Unless it has been changed, the default admin password can be found at the back of the device. From here, I need to click the Network button, followed by the Security button. From the list of security options, I need to click the CA Certificate button. This will reveal my brother device's CA Certificate store, which, by the way, is the brother equivalent of the Windows Trusted Root Certification Authorities store. From it, I need to click the Import CA Certificate link, followed by clicking the Choose File button, where I will select the Microsoft CA certificate that I recently downloaded. To finish the upload, I just need to click the Submit button. The upload has now started and now finished. I can now see the Microsoft CA certificate I just uploaded. I am now ready to connect my brother device to Office 365. SMTP is the protocol used to send emails. IMAP is the protocol used for receiving them. And OAuth is the protocol used for authentication. I will continue where I left off, from my brother device's CA certificate store, where I now need to click the Sub-Network button, followed by the Protocol button. From the list of protocols, I need to click the Advanced Settings link next to the POP3 IMAP4 SMTP Client option. Some devices only support email sending, so this might be labelled as SMTP Client. I need to click the third-party OAuth button. This is because Microsoft Office 365 used OAuth at the time this video was published. A new web page will open, where I am going to click the Outlook button. This has now sent me back to my brother device's internal web server, where I am going to select both the Send Email checkbox and Receive Email checkbox. I now need to select either POP3 or IMAP4. I am selecting IMAP4 because it is more secure. I am now going to type the Office 365 email address I created for my brother device. To proceed to the next step, I need to click the OK button. After a few seconds, I will be directed to this sign-in page, where I need to make a note of this ID code because it will be required again soon. To continue, I will click the Sign In button, which will open a new tab in my web browser. Here, I need to paste the ID code I just copied from the previous screen, and then click the Next button. Please note that the next few instructions may be different for you, depending on the type of Microsoft account you have and your web browser's history. From here, I need to select the account type. Mine is a work account, so I'm selecting this option. Of course, if your Office 365 subscription is your personal one, please click the other option. This will take me to my company's sign-in page that I use to sign into other Microsoft Manage web applications. From here, I need to type my brother device's Office 365 email account password, followed by clicking the Sign In button. Since I have two-factor authentication enabled on my brother device's Office 365 user account, I need to perform this extra step using the Microsoft Authenticator app on my smartphone, which, after successfully authenticating, has automatically directed me to this page, advising me that Microsoft have updated their service agreement. There is a Learn More option for anyone who would like to know further information. For the purposes of this video, I will continue the setup and click the Next button. I am now being asked if I want my web browser to keep me logged in. Since this is not a shared computer, I will click the Yes button. For shared computers, however, I recommend clicking the No button. I now need to grant my brother device the required Office 365 permissions for sending and receiving emails. To do this, I am going to click the Accept button. And from this screen, I'm going to click the Continue button and can now close this tab, which will send me back to the Brother Device's internal web page. Now, you may be tempted to click the Sign In button. Please don't, as this page will soon automatically move on to another one. Just like this. Before finally directing me to this screen, confirming that the OAuth connection is complete. To continue, I need to click the OK button. Please note that at this stage, although authorization is complete, the full setup isn't. There are still a few things left to do. Before finishing the installation, I am going to scroll down the page and take you to the Verify Server Certificate option. I have this option ticked because I have uploaded the Microsoft CA certificate earlier on. If you did not upload this certificate, you will need to untick it. I highly recommend, however, that you do upload the CA certificate, as it provides an extra layer of security to your Brother device and potentially your network. I am now going to click the Submit button to continue. I can now test the connection between my Brother device and the Office 365 email account I created for it. Since I want my Brother device to both send and receive emails, I'm going to select all the available test options and then type my email address, not the device's, into here. I'm using my email address because my Brother device is going to attempt to send a test email, which I can easily verify from my own Office 365 email. To start the test, I need to click the Submit button, where my device will begin its testing. Once completed, I am automatically directed to this page, saying that the tests were successful. I also received this test email. If you are seeing an error message instead, please keep watching, as in the next section of this video, I will take you through some possible ways to resolve it. Since my connection was successful, I am going to click the OK button, which will send me back to this screen. The installation is now complete. And now, welcome to the troubleshooting section. If you experienced any problems, I recommend you check that the correct CA certificate was installed and has not expired. The one I downloaded earlier was the Baltimore Cyber Trust Root Certificate from DigiCert. There is a link to this page in the description. I also recommend that you check your Brother device's date and time. I have posted a link on the screen to another video where I explain how to do this. My next recommendation is to check your Brother device's DNS settings. If you are not sure how to do this, I have posted a link on the screen to another video explaining how. If your company uses a proxy server, please ensure that your Brother device is also connected to it. Again, if you need help with this, there is a link on the screen to another video. It could also be a network policy or setting in your network environment. My last recommendation is to check the settings within your Office 365 subscription to ensure that there are no restrictions on connecting third-party devices to it. I would now like to finish this video with a summary. I started by downloading the Microsoft Root CA certificate from DigiCert. I then uploaded it to my brother device's CA certificate store, which is the brother equivalent of the Windows Trusted Root Certification Authorities store. I then linked my brother device to the Office 365 email account I created for it using OAuth, before concluding with some troubleshooting recommendations. Thank you for watching.